All right, and we are live. Okay, so Scott, welcome back. And it does. Oh, I'll change that in post. Can I change it? Can I change? Yeah, you're right. I will get more viewers. I don't know if I can change it while I'm running a stream. Edit stream info. Here we go. Oh, it's funny because I had the RE3 demo as the title, but I still had the old description, which was join Nick, Matt, Casey, Dave, Dan, Ian, and Scott, and Josh. I should probably just take Josh's name off of here now, but as they play Astral Tides on Roll20. All right. Okay. Anyway, now that kerfuffle's out of the way. So last session, you guys discovered that, or rather, it was brought to your attention that Primacore was conducting an investigation into the details surrounding the destruction of Zerzura Station. And not content to let that just sort of happen, Buffy decided to take it upon herself, and thus on the crew, to try and intercept the AI that is now being sent back to presumably Idris in the core, in order to make sure that Primacore can't continue to do the sort of shady research that it was doing prior, and also to clear your names as well. And in the process of that, you guys found another individual, or another individual found you, who was running on the run from a slave ship. She escaped on her own, along with the help of a now broken into multiple pieces IRE. And then in the super space stream, flying away from Lareth on your way to the core, the ship, or I'm sorry, within that IRE, it was discovered that there was a tracking device. And just after that was discovered, the ship that is looking for this individual, her name is Amira Bolter, the ship looking for her is apparently in pursuit, and that is where we are kicking it off from there. So, Ian, I'm going to move everybody over to the Guilty Echo map, so to the ship. And then, Ian, I'm going to move you specifically to the Superspace map that I have set up, since you will be controlling the ship itself, which there shouldn't be too much as far as token movement. It's just to mark distances, essentially. Oh, there we go. Okay, mine finally loaded in. There's going to be a big black space because I had to make some adjustments to the Guilty Echo map a little bit. Everything should be to the right, and it's also mirrored what it was before, so the lowest deck is now on the left, the highest deck is on the right. And then, Ian, I'm going to move you over to the super space. I mean, on your ship there is. Yeah, there's a lower deck and an upper deck. Okay, so, when we ended last session, Ollie was just rushing up to the helm of the Guilty Echo, and everyone was still kind of getting into position, more or less. And the Guilty Echo was being hailed by the ship that is pursuing you through superspace. So, Ollie, you are at the helm, and there's the blinking orange light indicating that you have an incoming hail. What do you do? Okay. Okay. So you answer the hail, and on the communication screen up at the helm, you see the image of scarred, grisly-looking Irokian, and he's got a cigar sticking out of his mouth, and he's as soon as he sees you, he's like, all right, So you're the ones carting her along, huh? All we want is a mirror bolter. You hand her over and we'll let you go. And he's like, well, we've got a tracking device that pins her on your ship. He's like, so all you got to do is let us come aboard and take a look, and then we'll let you go. He's like, this is Captain Bryn Tang. I believe the one on Zerzura was Brill, wasn't it? Roll me a spirit test. Bryn kind of chews on his cigar for a minute, and then he goes, oh, okay, right. I was like, what? Okay. Yeah, so Bryn chews on his cigar for a minute, and then he looks at Buffy through the screen, and he goes, I'll give you 1,500 credits right now to just not fire on my shuttle when we come aboard. Oh, no. Alright, just a sec. Correct, yes. Yeah, they're tracking you through a device implanted in an IRE on your ship. Well, the ship is also... They're in sight, like, they're pursuing you right now. So Ollie's up at the helm. He can turn around and see the ship behind you. So... But yeah, you could Yes, I did. I'm sorry. So Bryn, after you ask for credentials, he says that I'm prepared to wire 1,500 credits to you personally, to ensure that we're just allowed to come aboard the ship and search for our property. He's like, yes, I'm well aware. And he's like, all right. He's like, we were prepared to pick through the scrap. And then the comms die. So, Ollie, what do you, after hearing that, what is your intent? Or rather, what are you and Buffy planning on doing? You could try and connect with them again, yeah. So she's actually, yeah, she's currently in the co-pilot seat. No, not unless she answers it personally. But normally it's just at the comms seat or the pilot seat. Yeah, yes, you know which unit the tracking device is in. Yeah. How much is a shuttle? I would say that would be in the ballpark of like 30 wealth, 20 to 30 wealth. Okay, so Buffy, you try and hail the ship again, and Bryn answers, and he's like, all right. He's like, I assume you're taking me up on my offer. I'll take another spirit test. $18. And he's like, if you're going to Zemer, you're heading in the wrong direction. He's like, all right. He's like, yeah. He just goes, if you're going to Zemer, you're heading in the wrong direction. He's like, I've had enough of this run around. We'll be aboard soon, and if you're not willing to let us search for the thing, then we'll just have to shoot our way through you. And then he ends the comms. All right. So, unless there is an immediate reaction from Ollie, which it doesn't sound like there is, then these guys are going to begin combat by taking action against the Guilty Echo. So we're going to go into space combat rules, this is the first time that we're able to actually put those to the test. So, in space combat, it moves in 4 phases. And every character has a full action, a quick action and a full action they can take, depending on where they are and in what phase. So it starts with engineering, and then it goes to piloting, and then weapons, and then crew. So if you are manning one of the turrets, you would take your action during the weapons phase. If you're like Ollie and you're flying the ship, you would take it during the pilot phase, that sort of thing. If you guys look on, the information on Roll20 is up to date, so you can look under space combat there, or if you have the PDF, you can open that up and page down to space combat and read what your options are. But basically, like I said, engineering, pilot, weapons, and crew actions. And each of those phases has a set group of actions that you can take, and then some of your aspects may provide you with alternatives, like I think Izzy, being a mechanic, has alternate engineering actions that she can do. So stuff like that. So what you can do is determined by your location on the ship, and also, if you have other actions available through your aspect. So I am in the super space map, but I'm going to transition back to the Guilty Echo real quick.